Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1, or Chapter 1. Finally got to see it today. My review's a little bit late because I haven't gotten a chance to watch it until just a little bit earlier tonight. I had some really bad dental pain. I went to the dentist today and then they put me on pain meds, and I've been knocked out for a big chunk of the day. But I woke up and finally got to see Mandalorian Season 1. And a bunch of my friends were really wanking off this show, saying that it was the Star Wars we've been waiting for. And I certainly can see where they're coming from, because yes, this Mandalorian show is probably the most refreshing thing that we've seen since the Disney purchase of Star Wars. Like, more refreshing than Rogue One, way more. It just felt right. And I want to talk about this first episode. So first of all, Dave Filoni directed it, which we all love Dave Filoni, and Johnny Favreau wrote it, and he also created the series. And this is the Star Wars that I really have always kind of wanted to see. I've always been really intrigued in the Star Wars underworld, the bounty hunters, the Hutts, the trading, the smuggling. We see a little bit of that in the old trilogy with Han talking about it, and we see the Hutts, and then very little in the prequels. But a lot of the stuff was really, more so shown to us in the books and the video games. Most of the books, honestly. When the Solo movie was coming out, I was really hoping to see a lot more of it, and we did see some, but not too much in the way of bounty hunters and Hutts or any of that stuff. It was just more so like Lando and kind of the card player, gambler, scoundrel, you'd like him type of stuff. This is a much deeper, grimier look to Star Wars, which is really what I want. They did some of it in Rogue One, like I said, in Solo, but this is really just a different look for Star Wars. It's shot kind of, with like real, like it's not entirely shot on like blue screen, right? You have real sets, you have a real, grimy kind of, old school A New Hope style of filmmaking with some natural light scenes, or at least it looked like natural light. Maybe I'm being fooled, but it looked like it was natural light. Maybe I'm the one being fooled, but it looked really good. Dave Filoni as a director, people were skeptical, like, can he actually direct live action? He's done some good, animated stuff with Rebels and Clone Wars. Can he do live action? The answer is, as of this episode, yes. He might not be as experienced as J.J. Abrams and other directors, but the dude did a great job with this episode. I mean, really good job. The Mandalorian, to me, it's so intriguing because it's sort of like what they tried to do with Rogue One, but they accomplished it here, which is, how do you survive in this galaxy, in this world, right, without the Force? Obviously, when you have the Force, whether you be on the light side or the dark side, it's a lot easier to get things done. You're a lot more equipped for battle. Here, you have to use your cunning, your wit, your intellect, and the Mandalorian kind of shows that. Like, this is what it's like to survive in the Star Wars world without the Force, and it's just so interesting right off the hop. Also, I really love seeing some of the actors that appeared in this. Nick Nolte was in this. Freaking Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, was in Mandalorian. I had tried to avoid like some of the casting stuff, but the fact that he's there puts a big smile on my face because I love Carl Weathers. And also, one thing they did here is they didn't try to bombard you with nostalgia crap. Like a lot of the other Star Wars Disney stuff, it's, X-Wings, TIE Fighters, you've got the Mandalorian, you've got the Mandalorian suit that resembles, Boba Fett's suit, obviously it's from Mandalore. You've got little things like Easter eggs, like you've got Carbonite, you've got Salacious Crumb being cooked, or at least one of his species being cooked. Like, that stuff was cool because it's not, constantly bombarding you in the face. It's little stuff in the background where that you're in the Star Wars world, and that to me is a really the right way to do it, I think. Also, the music, the music is great. Like, I was worried about how Star Wars will be able to proceed without John Williams. Rise of Skywalker will be his final time doing Star Wars music, but I'm thinking it's going to be okay, man. It might not be as epic as John Williams, but if they have somebody who can at least do music like this, I'm feeling a lot better about it. But it's mind-boggling to me that Disney's had this property for I don't know how many years. And now we've got something that I think everybody is truly enjoying. I've seen so much positive feedback from this. And Jon Favreau, man, for all the trash that this guy dealt with for that terrible Lion King reboot earlier this year, this is his passion project. I know he loves Star Wars now from watching this. Dave Filoni's involved. This is the right move. I got to give it to Kathy Kennedy because she did the right thing here in picking Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. People trash on her mistakes, rightfully so. Here she did a pretty good job, I would say. And obviously she's not as knowledgeable about the Star Wars world as a Dave Filoni, but having him involved with Jon Favreau, you've got a great team here because you've got guys who have knowledge right from George Lucas. You've got guys who love Star Wars. And I'm not saying that J.J. Abrams doesn't love Star Wars, because he obviously does. I mean, The Force Awakens was a, beat for beat, maybe not beat for beat, but very similar to A New Hope. Rian Johnson claims to love Star Wars, but yet his movie makes you feel bad for being a Star Wars fan. But this, it's amazing that they've had 2 full-length movies and they still haven't gotten Rey over as a character people love. And yet, in 20 minutes of watching this, in the first, maybe 3 minutes of the first episode, it's so awesome. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it yet. I know not everybody has Disney Plus, and it's a brand new streaming service. There are actually issues with Disney Plus already, but that always happens when there's a new streaming service. It's like a common thing. But man, Mandalorian Episode 1 was fun, and that's what we need from Star Wars. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but for future reviews, I may, if I decide to do this every week, which I might. So just letting you know now that in the future I may go into spoilers. So definitely find a way to watch it going forward. But here I wanted to keep it spoiler free. I liked it a lot. I think it's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they do. This is a great story. So far, a fun story, an action-packed story. And I have a big smile on my face, because it was awesome. So check it out, and we'll talk soon.